Question everything. So yeah, when it comes to the guns and the right to bear arms, remember, whenever you attack a people on their own land, like we was attacked on our own land as the Aboriginal Negroes of America, and then we was put into these concentration camps, these POW as POWs, prisoners of war. They don't like to use that word because that points out who we really are. So they'll call you a slave and say you're from Africa and all this crap because that's all it is bull crap. Once you start the investigative, and the word is investigative research for yourself, you see it's so many holes and dots and holes in that is ridiculous. Start doing cranial structure and skeletal structure and all that stuff. And you start breaking down a little bit of what science have to offer us, that we can find that to be the truth when it comes to this real reality. Start finding out that that's just smoke and mirrors. So with that stated, the right to bear arms. You figure when you got prisoners of war on a land that you done commandeered and taken over, you don't want to allow these prisoners of war to congregate or to know who they are or to even teach that they're on their own land, because eventually what happens is they rebel against you. Thus the Woody Lynch letter, in order to stop a nation of people on their own land from rebelling against you and bringing different type of riots and violence to overthrow what has been done to them. You got to teach them that they're not from this land. You got to separate their babies and move their babies over here and move their parents over there, move the cousins over there and move them over there. And in our case, sell them over here and sell them over there and sell them over here. So you break up the lineage. Then you stop them from congregating. You can't come together and speak and talk together. You can't read. You can't write. It's against the law. You can't speak your own language. That's against the law. So notice how all these things we was under. That was to stop us from knowing that this was our own land, not to know Africa. Who gives a damn? You can't get back to Africa. Nigga, shit, that's overseas. So if you spoke your own language from Africa, who gives a fuck? It ain't gonna change nothing. Know what I mean? That don't change nothing. You keep your own culture from Africa, that don't change nothing. That don't threaten the structure that is being formed. That don't threaten the people that is taking over you right now by you knowing that shit from 20,000 miles away overseas. But if you knew your own land and knew you was on your own land and knew your own identity here and your own culture here and your own language here and your own ability to speak to each other here and congregate on your own land because you can move them throughout your own land here because you know the soil here, then that's a danger to the new people that's coming here to take over your land. That's a major threat. Just think about it. So to stop you from knowing all of what's under your feet, under your own reality of standing on the soil that you on, benefits the people that's taking over your land, no doubt. So with that stated, once you was elected to be able to move around again with cards, with identification cards, POW cards, to be able to state what plantation you're from, what state you're from, what plantation you're from, what state you're from, to give you the right to move around, the right and the benefit to move around. Now you in a position to where you might be able to gather again and might be able to come together again, and that could threaten the powers that be. That can threaten the people that came over and took over your lands and took your wealth and took your lands from you. So the right to bear arms would give them peace of mind based off of them being able to stockpile up guns just in case you want to get a little froggy and jump when it comes to taking your land back, or acknowledge or wake up to the fact that you on your own soil being crushed as POWs on your own land by all other immigrants and all other colonizers that come to your land. Eventually you will want to do something about that. So if I got mad guns, I can combat your movement. If I keep the terrorist organization, the KKK, as an organization instead of a terrorist group and tear them down, then I can reuse them again. If I keep the white militias as lodges and organizations, then I can reuse them again instead of labeling them terrorists against the Aboriginal Negroes of America. See how that worked? So all those things are still in place. Just as much as the system when the police departments was slave patrol and the tactics that they use that slave patrol with the badges that they have on. Yeah, exactly. So these organizations are still intact even within the government. When you organize too well and you get too structured to helping your people and re-rallying your people into a strength against what has been done to you, then the CIA, FBI, and the government, all the feds, everybody get involved. Just ask Malcolm X. Oh, exactly. We seen what happened to Malcolm X. Once you start to wake up and start talking about how you're the Aboriginal and start to fight for your Indian rights movement because you're the true Aboriginal American Indians, then you get dealt like how Martin Luther King got dealt with. Start talking about giving out free land to all the white peasants, all of a sudden somebody's in the bushes knocking you off, no doubt. So understand, we are POWs here in America under the authority of what has betrayed us here in America when we was doing trades with the colonizers when they was coming over. And we was trading with tobacco and trading with all different types of cotton and many other different things that we had. They betrayed us. And then we ended up in this boat that we in. Not to mention, you know, we get those coons, those chucking and jiving house brothers and sisters that are willing to betray you as well, because they're betraying us right now as we speak for their legacy. And you'll always know them by, when they come to represent you, they'll say black and brown. They'll never ever represent you solely as the Aboriginal Negroes of America or black people as what they call you today, which is a Koran. They'll never address you as your individual selves, your own nation. And they always talk about their legacy. So you can point them out. You'll know who the traitors are to your nation just by listening to the words they use. Oh, we fighting for the black and brown community. No, they ain't. That means they fighting for the brown community and everybody else but your ass. Oh, I'm just trying to sustain my legacy. They're just letting you know that they ain't never do nothing for your people, and they was only there to uplift their pockets, their family, and make sure that massa don't never ever get mad at them. How you know? Well, think about Kyrie Irving and what happened to him just by posting a post that he liked it. Once he posted that post, what did Massa say? Nigga, I gave you that money. I gave you that fame. I signed you to the contract and took you out the ghetto. You either get out there and apologize, or I'm going to attack your money, I'm going to attack your endorsements, I'm going to attack everything that I gave you and take it back from you. That's what Massa said. Same thing with Kanye West. As soon as he started to speak away from what Massa said, Massa came to take everything back. Same thing with Michael Jackson, same thing with all of them. As soon as they started to speak on that real truth, Massa said, I gave that to you, I'm taking it back. You ain't doing what I told you to do. You ain't following the book that I put out for you to be about when it comes to dealing with your people, then you get nothing. We destroy your legacy. That's what it is. So with that, just understand it. So when it comes to right to bear arms was just really right to be able to feel comfortable around Negroes walking around you on their own land, just in case they might want to get froggy and leap when it comes to taking back their land. And you'll have some sort of form of protection all around the country based off of us allowing you to continue to have the complexion for protection when it comes to your white militias, KKK, and organizations that's willing to go out and brutalize the Aboriginal Negroes. Thus, this is why we still get brutalized by the police department and many other different incidents. That's just the reality to it. So with that, always stay diligent on research. Always study for yourself. Never ever get caught in that witchcraft of belief. Always want to know. Always want to know the truth. And always ask questions. Because at the end of the day, we are the POWs of America. The true American Indians. The true Aboriginals of America. Never ever from Africa. And for my few that did come from Africa, notice the words, few that did come from Africa, hey, the story is what it is. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.